Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we will see how exactly the data gets stored while creating a delta table. Okay, so to create a delta table, what I have done for so far is, if you take a look here, I have added one sample file in a dbfs location. I'm not reading it from the storage location or something, right? For the time being, right, just for the testing purpose, what I have done is I have added one sample file in a dbfs, okay, Databricks file system location. This is the one. I'll copy the path, API format path, and what I'll do, I'm gonna read this file. Okay, so I'll simply use the AI here, read file from dbfs location, okay, as csv with header and create a data frame. Okay, now I have the code with me. I'll accept this code and I'll simply run it with limit, let's say 3. Let's see what data frame shows us. By the time, what I'll do, I'll write a code to write this data frame as a delta table in dbfs location. Okay, where exactly I wanted to store? Let's suppose I wanted to store in a plus c. Okay, my bad. Yes, here. Okay, instead of sample file, I'll say here my delta table. Okay, let's say delta table generate. And if you see here, the data is there, right? The header is true. Okay, so my file doesn't have the header, so let me remove the header also. You don't need header, let it be whatever it is. Okay, so what it will do, it will create its own column, c1 c1 c2 c3, something like that. Okay, now I have this file. I am gonna write this file as a delta table, and instead of overwrite, I'll say append, so that later on the new files will be keep on appending. The new data will be keep on appending. Once the data is appended, what I'll do, I'll say read the data from delta table present in this location, right? So this is how I'm leveraging the AI present in the Databricks also. Okay, so you should also try it. It is really good. My bad. 1 minute. Okay, accept and run. Now it will run it. Currently we don't have any data. Now let's run it. Write the data. Once the data is written, we will read this data and will display it as well. Okay, instead of df, I'll say delta table. So writing is done. Let's read the data now. So currently we are just checking how the delta tables get stored, right? We are not worrying about the optimizations. Okay, so it is done. We are able to read the data from a file, sample file. We then wrote this data as a data frame, as a delta table in this location, and then we are reading it back from the delta location. Okay, so let's go and check what is there in our dbfs location now. I'll go back. Okay, I'll click on file store. I have tables, and inside table now I have two things. One is sample file where I had one file, and now a delta tables comes into the picture. And if you see here, we have one part file, and this part file is actually your parquet file where the actual data is present. And corresponding to this, I have a delta log as well, where some information is being captured in the form of CRC and JSON. We will talk about what this JSON holds and what this CRC holds. I will open it and I will show you even. Okay, we'll go in this depth. But right now, just think in a way, right? So every delta table, whenever we create, we generally have the data as well as have the logs. Okay, now I'll show you one more thing before moving ahead. So in this table, as of now, we read only one file. Okay, let's add another file here. Lab time 2. Done. Then now we have two files. Okay, now I'll go back to my code again. Okay, and then instead of using the first file, I'll say read the second file. Now it will read the second file, and what we will gonna do, we gonna write this second file as well into the delta table, right? And then we will display it. It doesn't matter actually what it will show, but yeah, we displayed it. Now it's done. Now again we will go and check the behavior of the delta table, how exactly it stored the data. Okay, I'll go to DBFS, go to the delta table, and now if you see, now you have two partition files. Okay, one is for the first one is for the second one. And again, for each write, I mean like each time when we are writing the data into the delta table, we have some transactional logs also created. Okay, so this is how delta table store the informations in while writing the data as a delta table. Okay, so in the next video we will see what this CRC and JSON files has and how they help delta table to be like to keep the versions intact, or to recover in case of failure, or to give you some backups, right? How these things get maintained. So I hope this video will be helpful for you guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching this video.